Flippity Flops. I'm back. Hello. How is everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Me. Welcome back everyone else as well. Hope you're doing well. Hope you can see me and hear me. We should probably say that first. But yeah, quiet week everyone. Thought so. Let's say hello. Who have we got in? Mandy's in. Woo! Not gonna lie, this was a little worried this might not happen. You and me both. Thrilled to be wrong. Thank you very much. Are you aware Super Chat? That's not what that says. Are you aware Super Chats are turned... I was not aware of that. Thank you very much. Don't need any extra encouragement for people to not send me Super Chats, so I've turned it back on, and Stevie P has actually given me one. It's ridiculous. Thank you very much. Yes, things might be a little bit clunky tonight because things are kind of all over the place. I've had to reset a lot of things. I've had to, that basically, reset a lot of things. Things have been broke and had to be built back up again. Lots of accounts being reset, so as just to make sure everything's all safe. But then they integrate with various things, and what a web I have woven over the last 10 years that I can't remember exactly where everything is. So yeah, possibly a little clunky tonight, but hopefully not too bad. Brian's in. Good evening all. Let it be said, Brian licks windows. Okay. Steve is here for the crypto knowledge. Well, if you do have any crypto knowledge, that might serve you well in the quiz. Just saying. Also, yeah, we have no moderators, so I will be adding moderators. We've had a clean sweep. I'm using this to new broom, as they say. So I've added in Mandy as a moderator, and I might add in a few. I might let Mandy add in a few more. I don't know how this works. We're just here for fun. If you don't know, if this is your first time here, I was hacked this week and had a little bit of drama. I won't go into it too in depth because I'm sure it's boring as hell for everyone else. I'm now kind of over it. Even today, I was still not seeing the funny side of things. But I'm kind of over it now. Everything seems to be getting back to normal. I'm not 100% convinced I've cleaned up well enough, properly. Trying my best. But yeah, so I got hacked. We'll talk a little bit about it. Hopefully get it out of the way. It was worrying. Let's put it that way. It was quite impactful. So there might be a few comedic jibes at my expense, which is fine. Because yes, I'm starting to see the funny side of it now. But it was and it could have been quite serious. And the scary thing about it wasn't there's not that much I could have done about it. But yeah, we'll move on for now. Mr. G, hello. How are we doing? Oh, rather than talking about hacks, I'd like to introduce you to my new glass. So tonight we're starting off with some, what's this called? Even More Faith Double Hazy. In a fancy glass, look at that. Now, if you want a fancy glass like that, this is my new merch line that I was hoping to launch this week, but it kind of got distracted. You might see down here, there's a mug version as well. It's not that blurry, that's just my cat. There you go. Check out aquariumventures.co.uk or my Etsy store. I've got an Etsy store now. So these are my samples that I bought myself. Tastes even better out of this glass. No, so I've ordered myself some samples. I have put these products live. I don't expect they'll sell very many because they're very expensive. And not by my choice. It just kind of is what it is. So we'll talk a little bit about that later. We've got the quiz, which will hopefully kick off about past. And yeah, I guess we know what the Afterparty music generator is going to be about tonight. It might be about some internet safety. All the good, proper, interesting stuff. I'm too boring to get hacked, says Brian. Even Heiger wants nothing to do with me. Hey, being boring is sometimes a blessing. Let's put it that way. Evening from a sunny but chilly Wolverhampton. Stuart, nice to see you. It's been a sunny, it's starting to get chilly, sunny Sheffield, but we've been told it's going to be nice and warm this weekend, to such a point I've got the paddling pool out in anticipation that's filling up. So remind me when I go off tonight, I have to turn off the water because it's currently filling up. Pardon me. And look at that, super chat. And I'm not even doing a charity drive or anything. Thank you very much, Stephen. Looks like the money thing's working again. Yep, thank you for pointing that out, whoever that was. I've already forgotten, sorry. Branton, the friendly hacker here. Give me all your stuffs. Just got a Google "don't get trapped" ad. The algorithm knows. I'm kind of leaning into it now. That it is what it is. Hi from Sweden. Hi Hans, nice to see you. Hope you're well. Jackson, no crypto advice. Yeah, don't buy it from me. That's my only advice so far. The real Graham, it is indeed the real Graham. It's not Brad. Although Brad was still listed as a moderator, so I had to kick him out. Is Brian getting bigger? Brian is getting bigger. I think running a series of videos on feeding Brian has like power fed Brian. So he's definitely getting bigger. It is the real me. Yes, it is indeed. I was worried about your channel at the time. I had no idea your whole Google life is held hostage as well. Yeah. And that was the thing for me as well. What if the hackers are watching this? Come at me. Have another go. No, don't. No, I'm kidding. It's fine. Sorry. Yeah. That's one of my fears. So, just to talk about it very briefly, I got hacked, obviously. We've covered that much. What happened was they got into my Google account. So YouTube's a Google product, so you need a Google account to run YouTube. I started my YouTube channel 10 years ago, maybe just over 10 years ago, 11. Wow, counting and everything now. So it was my Google account. It was my... I didn't think about setting up a separate account for anything, so I just used my Google account. So they got it. And so it wasn't, my YouTube channel wasn't my first worry. Well, it was my first worry, but it quickly became my second worry. It was all my other things, my Google Drive, my emails, my pictures, my banking, my everything that's linked to my Google account. It disappeared in an instant. It was like, yep, it's gone. None of that, all gone. I had, as I said in that video, yeah, there was just lots of things that were just poof, gone. And that was my main concern. Was I have one of my sons doing his exams at the moment. He had some assignments to hand in, and that was using my Google account, and that was gone. And it was like, ugh. So first thought was, shit, I'm going to have to get down to the college, going to have to explain what's happened, and then I was like, oh no, Google is actually quite clever. And so as soon as my account was compromised, they took it away. So everything online went. Obviously I had local copies of everything, and that was fine. So it was like, whew. But even me, as an IT professional, immediately shat myself and didn't know what was going on and went pure panic mode. So it was all fine in the end. All my banking stuff was fine. I have access to a bunch of tools that I can go and look and interrogate and see what they were after and what was touched and what was changed while I wasn't in control of it. And everything kind of looks fine. They seem to have been laser focused on getting my YouTube channel, so didn't really touch anything else. They were kind in that they didn't delete anything in my YouTube channel. All they did was change the name and run their scam. They could have been a lot more malicious. They could have just emptied my password store. They could have emptied my Google Drive, my YouTube channel. They could have done a lot worse. They just wanted to get control and do whatever it is they were doing. But yeah, there was a few properly shaky moments. Not helped. No, I don't want to be... I was not a very pleasant person for a little while because I was getting severely stressed out about this. Partly because it was embarrassing. I am an IT professional. Cybersecurity is a not insignificant part of my role. I literally was sitting in an exam the day this happened, covering some of these topics. So yeah, it was a little bit embarrassing. It was a little bit stressful given all the things that it meant and what I was worried about. And at the same time, lots of helpful people. Have you turned on two-factor authentication? No, never thought about that. And that's what I mean. I was the dickhead comment of the week because I was getting super short and grouchy with people. So if you're one of those people, I am sorry for being a little bit touchy. But the way this happens is it doesn't matter how strong your password is. It doesn't matter how many forms of authentication. It's all irrelevant. It's the exploit is called a browser hijack exploit or a token hijack exploit, where for all intents and purposes the hackers have cloned my browser or my machine in such a way that on their machine they can make it look like it's me and log in without having to put in a password, without having to do anything. Now, it relies on me having done something stupid. I still can't trace what it is that I've done that's stupid, but the weakest point in any security is the user. I am the weak point. I must have done something, even though I can't identify it. I must have done something which enabled them to run a little script where it copies data, it copies these tokens and these cookies off wherever it is they are, so as they can then imitate me and get in without having passwords and stuff. And as soon as they do it, they can get in and change all the passwords, so I can't get in and do anything about it. It's the only protection against it is not running one of those scripts. Now, there will be better things that will come out in the future. Your antiviruses will be able to spot these better. Your email filters will be able to spot these better. Your browsers will be able to spot these better. But at the moment, they can't. And it's as simple as that. It's down to you to not click that. So that's why if you work in any kind of place where... Oh, hang on. Mrs. Adventures has come to say hello to everyone. I'll have them later.
What?
I'll have them later.
Okay.
So you want to come and say hello to everyone?
You want to spread the camera? Hello everyone! I've just brought me snacks.
That's my after stream snack has been purchased for me.
Have fun.
Okay, bye. So where did I get to? If you work anywhere where you're expected to use IT systems or anything like that, it's all about user training. It's all about how to spot phishing, how to spot links, how to spot dodgy things. Because once you get a user does that thing that lets someone in, it doesn't matter how good your firewall is, it doesn't matter how good your antivirus is, your malware protection, your password strength, your two-factor authentication, none of that matters. So that's what happened. I must have done something. Don't know what it is, but yeah, I must have done. And it's kind of scary. The YouTube part, like I say, wasn't the thing that bothered me so much. It was, in the cold light of day, it's kind of fine. If that's as bad as it gets when you get hacked, someone takes over your channel for a day or so, and then gives it back, fine. It was a monumental faff getting to that point, and I can say lots of things about the support and lack of support that I got from Google and YouTube. but they didn't do anything bad. So that's the thing I'm just ever so thankful for, is they weren't malicious. I got it back in the end. I think that is the business model of some of them. I know some people have been a lot less fortunate than that, where they have been malicious and have just trashed everything. But yeah, so I was a little bit lucky. But the biggest takeaway for me, and again, I'm just kind of covering off the video that I made about this, was I could not believe, I almost got a little bit emotional about it, I could not believe the amount of people that noticed, cared. I know I have like 70 whatever thousand subscribers, but it's very hard for me to link that to 70,000 people, and I know there aren't 70,000 people, but so many messages, so many DMs, whatever it is, even if it was just, you know, your channel's hacked, the fact that people are going out their way to try and let me know, so many offers of help from people who I kind of know, but it's more of a, emails have passed in the wind or whatever. Lots of other YouTube channels all noticed that I had no idea they knew who I was, never mind noticed that had happened. That just kind of blew my mind, and it also made me feel really shitty, because I know that if that was in the reverse, I know I probably wouldn't have done anything. I would have probably went, oh god, they've been hacked. But people just went out of their way to say, you've been hacked, is there anything I can do? I've reached out to my partner managers to see if they can help. Have you tried this? Have you tried that? Here's a form that you can fill in that will get you into Google. Now, I found most of it myself eventually, but that was just, it was something that I had not anticipated, had not expected, still don't really understand that could happen. But not even just other creators who think, oh, that'd be shitty if you lost all this stuff. Just regular people. Some had people who said, I don't really watch your YouTube channel, but I'll buy your fish food, and I noticed that your YouTube channel had been hacked. Is everything all right? I had a few of them, and a couple of them were, because I would need more fish food, so I want to know if you're going to give up, and I'll buy in bulk, which is kind of fine. But the rest of them were like, just general care and interest. I was kind of like, wow. That was a thing, and I don't really, I hadn't appreciated, and now I feel super appreciative of, and kind of want to do better myself to help other people more than I think I do or would. So there you go, that's what it is. If you want a lecture on cybersecurity, feel free to hang around, and I'll give you one later, but I think we've done enough about that now. But if you have any questions, happy to answer them while I drink from my fantastic mug. Full on pint. So I've skipped loads of stuff there, so I've missed most of the messages. I'm really sorry. What was that last one? Your mug looks good. Thank you. Oh, that mug. Fair enough. Mark Barnes, hello from down south. New subscriber. Hello, Mark. Nice to see you. It might sound like a low bar, but the Wavemaker is silent, unlike the Fluval. Insane noise. Owasi and EM. Oh, is this your Huger stuff? Rebecca's been a recent convert to shilling for Huger. And I always say it's not really shilling as long as you are actually happy with it. That's the thing. Great ocean disaster. Happy to stay boring here. Glad it all worked out well in the end. Yeah. The thing that annoyed me the most was there was no way to do anything about it. If I didn't have a YouTube channel, I would not have recovered my Google stuff. Conversely, if I didn't have a YouTube channel, I wouldn't have been hacked. So, that kind of evens itself out. But there's nobody to phone, to email, to speak to from Google. The only thing you can do is, there's two options: to fill out a form to say you think you've been hacked, and to fill out a support to try and recover your account. Now, the hacked one, once you get to the end of that, it just says, okay, we believe you, you probably have been hacked. Fill out this form to try and recover your account, and it's the same form. So there's really only one way to do it. And that form says, what's your password? And you go, I don't know my password. I've been hacked. They've changed it. Ah, right, okay then. What's your phone number? They've changed it. I don't know what phone number they're using. Ah, right. Well, can you use this USB key that's set up on your account? No, because they set it up. It's not my fucking USB key. Well, I can't prove that you're you, so make another account. Bye. You're like, oh, oh. It was so frustrating. And the only way, so now if it ever happened to anyone else, let me know, because I've got the forms. I know what you need to fill out. But the only way I could get to those forms was going on Twitter and saying, hello, YouTube support, I've been hacked. Can I help? Can you help me, please? And that was it. Anyway, I said I wasn't going to talk about that a lot. Carl Hetherington, hello, how are you at? How are you at? That's not even words. Mickey's in, hello Mickey. One of the OG moderators. Well, you'll have to say something again and I'll try and remember to re-moderate you. You think an IT expert could ping the hackers back? I'm not ashamed to admit I did try. I do have access to some tools, but I couldn't get close. And even if I could, what am I going to do? So as close as I got to pinging the hackers back was finding out where they were coming from. So I managed to trace. I found out what email address they were using, or they had set as the recovery email address once they'd stolen my account. And then I found some emails to me using that email address, none of which I had opened. They were all in my spam. But then I traced the headers in that email to go back to their mail forwarders and got back through them to see where those IPs originated from. They were pinging about all over the world, but they all originated in Ukraine, which is a kind of standard obfuscation that Russians use because they like to pretend they're in Ukraine to try and get Ukraine a bad rep. So it was Russians. I'm kind of as sure about that as I can be, but that information is of no use to anyone really. So no one will ever get caught or charged or brought to justice or any of those things. It's the way of the world, really. Brian does not look like he agrees he has been overfed. Well, he might be a bit lacking today. We didn't make a video this week at all, really. There you go, you can have a couple of them. Glad you got it sorted, as am I. You do make me think a separate Google account. Yeah, there's nothing on my Google account, really. Yeah. That's something I've been contemplating all day, well, the last couple of days, is whether to try and move my account away and separate them. And things like just completely trash this PC and just build a new one, or rebuild this one rather. Just to be sure, belt and braces, to make sure there's nothing kind of hanging around. Very much closing the barn door after the horse is bolted, but it is what it is. Good luck to your son with his exams. Yes. Stressful times all round. Yeah, he's got mostly assessments and stuff, but he has a couple of exams to do the next couple of weeks. He turns 18 next week as well. God, I'm old. He turns 18 next week. I like the Huger magnetic scraper. That was the one thing I've asked them for that they're a bit like, nah, don't know. I'm like, what? You're throwing hundreds of pounds worth of stuff at me every other week, and you won't give me the one thing I want. Because I'm not really happy with the scrapers that I've got for the 2 mega tanks. And that one does look quite good. Right, I'm miles behind. Can I suggest an entire quiz on IT and web security? Oh, how to really ruin your channel and piss off the people who do turn up every week to watch your stuff. Oh. No, it's... I don't know, it's one of those things. It's one of those things. there have been some unintended consequences, which are probably good things at the end of the day. So, for instance, I think anybody who might be a member of the channel might have got an email to say, "Oh, we've taken away your membership," and then when I came back, they might have got another one to say, "Oh, we've given you your membership back. Here's a link to cancel it." A lot of people took that opportunity. Let's just put it that way. And I'm kind of fine with that, because I guess those were people who had forgotten that they were members of the channel. So they're probably like, "What? I was paying him £2 a month? Crap. Cancel." So my membership has gone through the floor, but that's kind of fine, because if you weren't meaning to be a member, I don't want to be taking money. But there was all kinds of things like that, and I guess there's stuff like that's happened with subscribers. I've seen weird stuff happen with subscribers. I think there's a bit of whether I've been put on special measures by YouTube or not, there's just strange goings on. I think I posted in Discord that one of my stats this week, there's like your analytics will tell you how you've performed over the last 28 days. In the last 28 days, I've gained 78,000 subscribers, 3 million views, and posted 900 videos or whatever it is, because it seems that's the way they've restored it, is they've made it look like it's a new channel and started it again, but given me back all my subscribers, all my views, all my videos, in some kind of artificial way, where the algorithm or the analytics has just been a bit like, "Huh? What's happened?" And it's very strange, because it's like a spike that if you look at my channel over the lifetime, it kind of goes, "Oh, boom, boom." It's like, whoa, oh, we've got members happening and everything now. What's going on? You don't have to. I don't want pity memberships. I've always been very embarrassed by my membership content that I don't actually do as much as I should do. But thank you, all of you. Is this how people get remote access, like actual help services? There's similar technologies, but no, not really. You're an example. It can indeed happen to anyone. It can. It's one of those things. Should we actually be clicking your quiz link now, or is that a test? Yeah, that could be a test. Do you trust me? That's what they say. It's don't open links from people you don't know. So if you know me, fine, click on. In fact, shall we share my link, because we've not done that yet? What is going on? There's the link to the quiz for people, and there's the scanny thing for Lisa. The Houston Museum of Natural Science got hacked by the same thing 2 days later. Yeah, it's very difficult to clean up because it's so ingrained in your system. That's why I'm thinking I'm just going to trash this PC and build it again. Hi, Mrs. Adventures. Oh, that's back. Oh, that's how far back I am. Okay. My Instagram got hacked in March, and it was easy to recover and comparatively very minor, but it does bother me that I still don't know how. Yeah, and I have had a spate of them myself. I can trace the other ones, and I know what's going on there. I don't know whether they're all linked. I can't see how they could be, because they were all different accounts. So the things got... None of them were my Google account, but if something's in there that's looking at the cached credentials of some kind of 2FA, yeah... It does bother me that I can't go, it's that and that and that. I would have messaged you on Facebook, but that's it. No, I'm normal now on Facebook. I got that back. Yes, I'm currently, touch wood, unhacked. My face is missing. Where's my head gone? There's my head. Oh. There's my head there. Oh, I've got two heads. What's going on there? Oh, that's weird. Where shall we put me today? Shall I put me down here? Yes, let's do that. No, I'm currently unhacked. I'm all safe. Touch wood. We're good. Bentley was how a lot of us found it. Yeah, exactly. So Bentley, he went out of his way to help out. Posting messages on his channel saying if anybody knows a way to contact me to get in touch. And then we were chatting throughout the day. He was messaging his YouTube rep to see if they could get them to help out a lot. And then when we couldn't get them to help, he got Corey from Aquarium Co-op to step in because he's got such a big channel. He might have more clout, and he stepped in and helped out. And oh yeah, I was blown away. It's great that so many reached out. It's Alright, let's see how we can catch up. Did I miss how they got past the 2FA? You may have done, but I think I've bored everyone to tears with that. Essentially, it's a browser hijack, a browser session token hijack. So they wait for me to authenticate, and then this is very much oversimplifying it. It's a variation of, when you click that button that says "Remember me on this website," so you don't prompt for your password constantly. They steal that cookie and then put it on their browser, so pretend to be me, so don't get prompted for any 2FA or any passwords. And then once they're in, they change everything. One thing I think Google could do: who changes all 4 of their security authentications at once? Because the notifications I got were like 10:49, you have recovered your Google account. I was watching it and went, no, I haven't. I'll log in and see what's going on. And then it went ping, 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 ping. You've changed your password. You've changed your phone number. We've set a new recovery email. It's like, out, done. And then ding, ding, your exam starts. I'm like, oh, the fuck. Boo, baby, doo. Good evening, says Barrington. Hello, I've just subbed. I've seen a few of your streams. Good work. Well, thank you very much. Thank you very much. Well, if you have just subbed and you're just here for the first time, we're about to start the quiz. We're going to start it 2 minutes ago. It's just for fun. We can put all this hacking nonsense behind us and not worry about it too much. Oh God, I'm so far behind. Brian says he wants real human food. I'm sorry, Brian, I haven't got. I can have some beer. I'll pour one out for my homie. It's fish food. That's it. There you go. Have some more. Alright, I'm miles behind. Loads of people who joined as members. I missed what happened there. Did someone give out memberships? Or did you all individually? Whatever, thank you. That's very very nice of you. Right, I'm so far behind. Right. Don't stress about answer. I missed your question, sorry. We'll get the quiz out of the way and then we'll go back to more questions because, I know how much everybody loves the quiz. Stephen gifted 5 memberships. Thank you, Stephen. And a super chat. See you after, like, chief moderator or something. Thank you, Stephen. I mean, that's... I was going to say that's ridiculous as well, but no, it's very much... Not ridiculous, it's very much appreciated, but not required. That's what I was trying to say. I don't know where you've gone. I can't see the message. I believe you, but I can't see the message. Oh, there it is. There we go. Doesn't Google do like Apple does when you change security? Like you need to confirm it, send you emails. Yes, but the first thing they do is they change the email that's your recovery email. So as when they then change your password, it sends it to that recovery email to say, "Are you sure you're you?" And then they go, "Yes." It's very clever when you think about it, but sucks to be me. Right, are we ready, people? We're going to get on with the quiz. We've got 23 players. If you do want to get in, you can join halfway through. Don't worry, everyone always loses all their points after question 10 anyway. But we'll try it. Let's get going. Question number... No, you have to start the quiz, Graham. That's what we do. Start the countdown. There we go. So, quiz, just for fun. Points make prizes. So it's not just for fun. There are prizes, eventually. Oh, God, I'm so out of sorts this week. Questions 10 and 20 are gambling questions. But, you know, it's just fun. Question number 1. What does the term tempered glass mean in the context of aquariums? Glass blended with polymer for flexibility, self-healing glass that can fix minor scratches, recycled glass infused with green tint, or glass heated and rapidly cooled for strength. Ooh, strobe light. I wasn't trying to buy a wrench, but a 0 sports ball and 0 geography quiz would be cool. Your wish is my command. Yeah, that super chat is appreciated because I'm going to need to buy a new light, it seems. Or a new USB cable, if nothing else. What did we all think? 3 with blended polymer for flexibility, 1 recycled with green tint, and 18 smug buggers. Is rapid. Right, we're going dark mode for the time being. Who was fastest? Juggler was fastest, with Zenny McGinger in the top 3, joint second with Coupstankus. What has Finding Nemo got to do with tempered glass? She's prodding some glass that may or may not be tempered. Come on. Question number 2. What type of cryptocurrency is currently most valuable? I know it doesn't say currently, but it's probably changed by now, so... When I wrote this question, what kind of cryptocurrency is most valuable? Is it XRP, which apparently is great and you should buy lots of it, Ethereum, Bitcoin, or Solana? Which of those cryptocurrencies is the most valuable? Ooh. Most people being seduced by the only one they've heard of, but also correct. Currently about $100,000 or something like that. How ridiculous that is. Do you know, I once had 2 bitcoins, and they were worth about 40 quid, and I used them to buy a dodgy copy. You remember when PlayStation 2s, or it might even been PlayStation 3, I can't remember which one it was, but you could get them chipped, and then you could buy like a disc that had 100 games on it. I used 2 Bitcoin to buy the chip and the disc. And that would be like £200,000 at the moment. $77,000. I got offered several Bitcoin in exchange for a beer a long time ago and turned. I know. Wasn't there somebody that paid something like 10 Bitcoins for a pizza or something like that? I was mining Bitcoin with my GPU back in 2010. I had dozens of them. I know. God. I only had 2. Ouch. Yeah. Anyway. Most people got that one right, so most people get points. Question number 3. What acclaimed television series starred Loretta Swit as head nurse Major Margaret Hot Lips Houlihan? Was it Doogie Howser, MD, Grey's Anatomy, House, or MASH? This is Brian's era. Ooh, Loretta Swit. Yeah, Bitcoin back then was just some stupid. Yeah, I remember vividly wanting out of it because I thought I don't want to waste 40 quid. Oh, I must get rid of this and get something of value. Idiot. You've all... Oh, some gone for Grey's Anatomy, but it was indeed MASH. Brian into the top 3 alongside Zany and Juggler. Question number 4. What term describes the act of gaining unauthorized access to a computer system or network? Is it phishing, hacking, malware, or spoofing? Just to pause for a minute to pour a drink in my fantastic new pint glass. If you really want to support me, get on Aquarium Adventure. Oh, I meant to show you a thing. Oh, God. Sorry, we're pausing the quiz for a minute for some shameless shilling. To thank everyone for all the support. This is what I meant to do earlier. Thank everyone for all the support during... I almost said the pandemic there. God, Freudian slip or what? During my moment of need. I would like to offer a 20% discount off anything at aquariumadventures.co.uk all weekend. So, if you want one of these ridiculously expensive pint glasses, some canvas artwork, go and look at my Etsy store. If there's anything you fancy on there, I will move it over to my own Aquarium Adventure store, and you can purchase it there 20% cheaper. Free shipping as well off any merch. Yeah, as a thank you, 20% off anything. Thank you very much. We'll chill a bit more later. Sorry, we'll go back to the normal quizzing. We'll now resume. What do we think it is? Almost everyone going for hacking. It is indeed. The others are forms of hacking, or forms of social engineering, or engineering to facilitate hacking. Because hacking is the action. 84 by Koopstankoos and Zenny. That's some fast answering. Question number 5. Which popular freshwater aquarium fish is known for its vibrant tail and ability, it's easy for me to say, to live in both freshwater and saltwater conditions? Is it the goldfish, the neon tetra, the betterfish, or the guppy? I should probably say survive rather than live. I'm not going to lie, this is an AI generated question. I thought fishing was just random. Yeah, fishing is sending out lots of things hoping someone will bite. can you hack someone's computer without malware of them clicking something? Yeah, so a phishing attack might be to get their details. You might just need their username because you have the password, or vice versa. You might just want to install malware. You might want to socially engineer them to get them to do something or say something. Anyway, God, this is a boring stream this week. You think it's guppy? Because it's guppy. Well done, everyone. Your top 10. Jillian making it into the top 10 there. SGH, Gasmus, Morley, Lemoy. And then it changed, so I can't read the rest of them, but you probably saw yourself. Question number 6. Which river holds the title of the longest in Asia? Is it the Indus, the Yangtze, the Mekong, or the Ganges? In the movies, the hackers just type really fast, and there's always a nice GUI to indicate the mainframe has been hacked. Yeah, and there's always a screen called like backdoor.exe. And they go, I'm in. That's not how it works. Hacking as a professional job seems quite interesting. I can confidently say it is not. It's got to be one of the most boring things in the entirety of IT, other than like service desk work. The most brain-rotting, mind-numbingly boring. It's so formulaic when you're doing corporate hacking or white-collar hacking. Majority of it is you're doing pen tests, so you're a penetration test where you're paid to see if there are any vulnerabilities, and it's literally you click buttons going, did that work? No. Did that work? No. No. Yes? No. Here's your report. 10 times a day. Can't think of anything worse. Right, you think it might be the Yangtze, or maybe the Mekong. Oh, is it the Ganges? It's the Yangtze. Zenny missed out on that one. Question number 7. What muscle car does this muscle-bound family drive in the Fast and the Furious film franchise? Is it a Chevrolet Camaro, a Dodge Charger, a Ford Mustang, or a Pontiac GTO? What do we think, people? Oh, we don't know. So 5 for Camaro, 9 for Charger, 6 for Mustang, and 6 for GTO. It is, in fact... Sorry, wrong button. The Dodge Charger. He's a big black Dodge Charger. Sounds racist when I say it like that. I didn't mean it like that. It's a car called Dodge Charger, and it happens to be black. The top 3 all got it, though. You've never watched any of those films. It needs to be something that you have to sit down and do, because the first couple of them are like trying to be proper action films, and then the rest of them are like, what if we just like strap a car to a rocket and send it into space and like they can pretend they're driving about a bit? Mentalness. I've never known anything that can just top each one to the point where it's like, they can't get more unbelievable. Oh no, they did. Oh, okay. What's a Dodge Charger that sounds like a brand of phone charger? Question 8. Which of these titles is not one also used to refer to the Pope? Is it the Papal Prince, the Bishop of Rome, the Supreme Pontiff, or the Primate of Italy? Which of these isn't used to refer to the Pope? This is your current events question, because, you know, we have a new Pope, if that matters to you. Almost everyone going for Primate of Italy. It's the Papal Prince. In the Roman Catholic Church, the Pope holds various titles to reflect his responsibilities and significance, including Bishop of Rome, since he's the Bishop of the City of Rome. The term Supreme Pontiff highlights his role as the highest authority in the Church, deriving from the Latin term Pontifex Maximus. The title Primate of Italy also describes the Pope as the primary Bishop of Italy. It ain't Papal Prince. Hero 404 jumps up into second by getting that one right. Lemoy gets that one right as well. As does Katie. Well done, all you lot. Question number 9. What model follows the letter T in the model name of this famous movie villain? Is that the T100, the T800, the T1000, or the T3000? Sorry, I went on a bit of a movie thing this week. Don't listen to Brian. This is not an 80s movie. A few T100s, a few T800s, thinking this was the first film. But it is in fact the T1000. What movie is it? Rachel. This is Terminator 2. It's the Terminator, it's in the 80s. It's Terminator 2, it's in the 90s. $1991. That's a very good way to describe it. Is that the angry robot one? Yeah. Yeah, it's the closest analogy to what everyone's worrying about, what AI can become. 1991. So I would have been 14. Yeah, because I remember I was the only one. We went to see this in the cinema and it was a 15. So you had to be there. In the UK, they had PG, which meant parental guidance, so you could watch it if you had an adult there. You had 15, meaning you had to be 15, or you had 18. And this was a 15, and I was 14. I might even have been 13 when this came out. But I've been this height since I was 12, so it was fine. And we all went up to get it. I bought my ticket first, and then all my friends tried to buy their tickets, and they all got refused, and had to go and watch. Oh, what was it? I can't remember what it was, but there was 2 of us that got in to see it, and everyone else had to go and watch some nonsense. Then when we came back out, we were like, "That was amazing!" "1991, I was 20. Yeah, I was... you're not that much older than me then. I was like 13, 14. Stephen, I saw this in theatres when I was 7. Wow. Boots and Cats, I was 1. Robert Patrick was the other version. That is Robert Patrick, or Rappert Patrick. Did baby Rachel enjoy the movie? This guy, I see in any TV program, I see him. All I can do is thinking, why is the Terminator? What's he doing in this film or TV series? Who's he going to kill? Right, that means before our first gambling question, Error 404 has moved into the lead with Zenny in second place, Juggler in third. But this is the question where you get to gamble some of your points. So whatever points you've got, you can gamble all, some, or none of them. It will suggest like 25%, 50%, but you can put in any number you want. If you don't gamble, none of your points are at risk, but even if you answer your question correctly, you cannot win any points. So you have to gamble if you want to win some points. So, with all that said, here is my probably useless clue as to what the gambling question may be. Question number 10, here it comes. I'll cyber your security. I wonder what this could be about. The Tub Pond Handbook Dr. Ted has showed up just for snacks. Nice to see you. Welcome. Welcome. Question number 10. What is the name of a common hacking technique that tricks users into giving personal information by pretending to be a trustworthy source? Is it sniffing, spearheading, phishing, or dumpster diving? Do you sniff? Do you spearhead? Do you fish? Or do you dumpster dive? Three people going for spearheading. They are going to regret this because it is indeed fishing. In first place we have Zany McGinger with 1,113 points, Juggler in second with 1,094, and only two behind that, SJH with 1,092 points. Error 404, Coopstank House and Smelly Emmy all losing their points on that one. But well done everyone else on getting that one right. See, we're learning things together and becoming more secure. Question number 11. What's the name of the part of the Pope's regalia that features in the seal shown here? Is it the Circle of Divine Service, the Fisherman's Ring, the Flood of Holy Water, or the Angel at Sea? I'm just going to do some live fixing of things. This is where I immediately break everything. What do we think? Simon, clever, I like it. You think it might be any of them. It is in fact the Fisherman's Ring. It's a significant piece of regalia for the Pope, symbolising his that's easy for me to say, apostolic succession from St. Peter, who was the fisherman by trade. That's something I learned today. I didn't know the Pope was like the successor to St. Peter. Oh, now I'm dropping things everywhere. Also, I've not been able to find an answer for this. Why do they all change the name? So, like this new Pope, what's his name? Dave or something? But now going by Leo. What's the point? And let there be light. I didn't mean to say that on the Pope question. That sounds like I'm being flippant. But I have fixed the light, that's what I meant by that. The monarch can also change their name. I know, yeah. But they don't always do that, though. Whereas the popes always seem to be like, I know I was called Greg, but now I want to be something else. Catholics, for some reason, say Peter was the first pope. Again, not biblical. I know. We're trading into murky waters, because there will be somebody who's like getting irate right now going, I believe all this crap. Sorry, I didn't mean all this crap. God, tripping over myself all over the place. No wonder I get hacked. Question 12. What is the word, or what word is another name for mother of pearl, the iridescent inner layer of shells produced by mollusks? Is it cuscule, decuman, nacre, or siphonophore? I'm not entirely sure I'm pronouncing all of them correctly. There are a lot of Bibles. I know. I always like that Ricky Gervais quote of, I only believe in one fewer God than you do. What is the word for mother of pearl, the iridescent inner layer of shells produced by mollusks? A bit of an unknown, that one. The correct answer is nacre. There you go. It's the inner layer of conch shells and other mollusk shells. It's known for its shimmering appearance, which is a result of the way light interacts with the microscopic tiles or aragonite platelets. There you go. Who knew? Not many people, but Juggler knew, as did Stevie P, Jillian T, Applegal, and Scat. Graham can change the Grahamina on a whim. That is true. Yeah, maybe I shouldn't throw stones at the old popes. I've nothing against the popes, and I just wondered why they always change their name. I don't know. Question 13. What does El Pescador translate to in English? Is it the fish, fried fish, pescatarian, or fisherman? Jeff Kane, lurking and driving. Hope you're not lurking and driving and typing. But hello. Oh, my balls. I'm doing so bad. There's still time. We're only on question 13. What do we think? El Pescador. Is that the fish, fried fish, pescatarian, or fisherman? It's either the fish or fisherman, according to you lot. It is, in fact, fisherman. As if you needed proof. I've now written El Pescador translates to the fisherman. There you go. Zenny and Juggler getting that one. Grammy Gourmet moving up to 5th place. John got it. Red Kiwi, I know nothing, knew something. Laurie Carey Day got that one. Kuptankus. Question 14. Known as the founder of modern nursing, Florence Nightingale cared for wounded soldiers in blank during the Crimean War. Was it France, Ireland, Italy, or Toiki? I think it's like National Nurses Day soon. That's why I picked this question. What war Or in what country did Florence Nightingale take care of soldiers during the Crimean War? Was it France, Ireland, Italy, or Turkey? You thought France, mostly. Twikey. Nicknamed Lady with a Lamp, English nurse Florence Nightingale cared for the wounded soldiers in the military hospital near modern-day Istanbul during the 19th century Crimean War. Juggler got that, SGH got it, Zenny McGinger hanging on into second place. Salty Matt got that one. Laurie Kerry Day, Coops and Cows, an error 404. Getting his first points after being in the lead at one point. Hello, Mahal. Can we all do a TikTok dance to celebrate nurses? Yeah. I was like the one guy that outside the front door clapping and bashing pans. I was like, no. I'm all for nurses and nurses' rights, but come on. That was just daft. Question 15. What is the official title of the April 2025 hit movie based on the Minecraft video game franchise? Is it Orb of Dominance, a Minecraft story? Minecraft Overworld? Minecraft Into the Nether? Or D, a Minecraft movie? Now it's Istanbul, not Constantinople. Yes, it's Istanbul. It was Constantinople. It's Istanbul. What do we think? What's it called? We think it's a Minecraft movie. That's because it's called a Minecraft movie. What is Minecraft? Oh, Brian, you are old. Oh, Juggler missed it. Zenny got it. She might be making a late run for the... I've just seen that. It's next week. I was thinking to myself earlier, oh, next week will be easy. I can do lots of Eurovision things. I don't think I can do that now because Stephen's basically bought me off this week. He's done a super chat and gifted some memberships. So I don't know if I can do that to Stephen next week. Alright, question 16. Which of these artists was not a headline act at the 2025 Coachella Music Festival? Was it Green Day, Lady Gaga, Beyonce, or Post Malone? Who wasn't a headline act at Coachella? Was it Green Day, Lady Gaga, Beyonce, or Post Malone? Most answers going for Green Day, which would make sense because you think Green Day being a bit punk, not doing the influencer festival, but it was in fact Beyonce. The weekend-long music and arts festival, commonly referred to as Coachella, takes place at the Empire Polo Club. God, lost the power of speech all of a sudden. The Empire Polo Club in Indio, California. This week's headliners were Green Day, Lady Gaga, Post Malone, and many others, but not Beyonce. SJH got that one, making it quite tight at the top for the last few questions for the run-in. Is anyone else going to make a late run as well? Remember, all could change on the last question. If the gambling question goes wrong, then we could get some big movements. Question 17. 17. Here we go. Which country made news reporting a record low population of 120.3 million, marking the 14th consecutive year of population decline? Was it Japan, South Korea, Syria, or Poland? Doctor said, sorry, we are Burning Man people here in the fish farm. Surely not. There's too much water around to be Burning Men. I don't know what festival would we be. Glastonbury would be quite good because it's always raining in Glastonbury and it's always like a quagmire. A bit of a swamp. Spawning Muttman, yeah, maybe that makes more sense. It's always too humid to burn anything at a fish show. And there you go, indeed. Right, who do we think it is? We think it's Japan, overwhelmingly. It is Japan. 69% got it right. Tea in the Park was always wet, yes. Do you remember when Tea in the Park used to be in Strathclyde Park? That's how old I am. I know I keep calling you old, Brian, but you probably remember that too. So Juggler got that one. Zenny and SGH did not, but remain in the top 3 as we go into question number 18. Which password would be easiest for a computer to crack in a brute force attack? A. Password 123. B. Hack me please. C. Super safe login. Or D. Asterisk hash B $R12-0 exclamation. Which would be easiest to hack? What is Tea in the Park? It's Scotland's version of Glastonbury, basically. It's Glastonbury, but wetter and shitter. Which password would be easiest to crack? Let's have a look. You think it would be password 123. So this was a test after all that stuff we talked about earlier. Me telling you all you need to know about cybersecurity and internet and web safety. The least secure of those passwords is D. One person is feeling very smug right now. Password 123 would take 41 years to crack. Hack Me Please would take 52 years to crack. Super Safe Login would take 51 years. Asterisk percent capital B $R12-0 exclamation would take 3 weeks. And it's purely because it has fewer characters. So, when people bang on about your password being more secure and not using words and being a safe number, tell them to fuck off, because it's got nothing to do with that. So, that doesn't mean that, for instance, with 41 years to crack it, password 123 is the most safe password because it uses a real word. So in reality, no one would just do a brute force attack. There are lists of common words and common hacks and common phrases that would be used. So if the question was which of those is the safest password, then it probably would be that one. But yeah. This is one of the things, one of my biggest bugbears in anything, and it's something that Nabo, I'm sorry Nabo if you're watching this, but it's something that Nabo keeps saying and keeps pissing me off with, is you have to make sure you have a password, because if you go with something like this that only has a capital letter, a special character and 3 numbers, that would only take 2 million years to crack, and that's just not good enough. You need something that's going to take 10 billion years. Who's waiting 2 million years to crack anything? No. You need something that's strong in the story. I'd be happy with 1 year. If it takes you a year to crack my password by a brute force attack, I'm fine with that. Because zero people on the entire planet are doing that. So it's fine. Sorry, I'm going off at a tangent again. So, one person got that correct. Who was that one person? It was John. Well done, John. Everyone else failed. You're all definitely going to get hacked. Question number 19. Penultimate question of the evening. Which of these high school comedies features a villainous clique of teenage girls known as the Plastics? Is it A, Mean Girls, B, Heathers, C, Clueless, or D, Jawbreaker? I thought password 123 and admin 123 were so common they get easy. Exactly, they are. That's why I'm saying a brute force attack, because in a brute force attack it's random. They're just trying every password, so it starts at A, goes on to A1, A2, A3, and it works its way through. But in reality, they have lists of common passwords, and they try them first, and then they move on to all the other stuff. Yeah, as Adam's saying there, in a true brute force attack, the hack software would run the most common passwords first. A sentence better. Yeah, passphrase is really good. Yeah, because it's easy for you to remember, so you don't change it so often, and it's long enough to be hard to guess. Juggler's passwords. Collies go to craft. Brute forces try 1 equals 8. Yeah, it literally just works its way through. So, anyway, who has the villainous clique known as the Plastics? 14 of you think Mean Girls, 1 thinks Heathers, 6 for Clueless, 4 say Jawbreaker. I've never seen Jawbreaker. What is Jawbreaker? I've seen Mean Girls, but I must admit I only saw Mean Girls fairly recently because my daughter and I watched it. Never seen Heathers. Seen Clueless because that's basically Shakespeare. Jawbreaker, don't know what that is. The answer is Mean Girls. Fun fact for you here, pop diva Mariah Carey frequently cites 2004's Mean Girls as one of her favourite movies. Yeah, I enjoyed it, I must admit. Zenny got that one. Kel Surprise, DVP got it. Gurami Gourmet. Jack Tank, Red Kiwi. I Know Nothing, knew that one again. Salty Matt, Katie, all getting that one. Don't look up Jawbreaker on the Urban Dictionary on stream. Okay. Clueless was Shakespeare. Just slipped it in and that was funny. Clueless was it? Clueless is like I've immediately forgot what one it is. Or is it Jane Eyre? I've immediately forgotten. Hang on. Taming of the Shrew, yeah. Right. are we ready for the final one? First place we've got Juggler. Second place we've got Zenny, not far behind. So this is all about your tactics and how you play the final gambling question. Ready, everyone? Here comes your probably useless clue. Sorry, that's a terrible clue. That was a reminder for me to remember how to look up how to pronounce one of the answers. Okay, right, we've got this. See if I remember how to pronounce it. An echidna and a blank are both exact examples of monotremes. Echidna and a blank are both examples of monotremes. Is it a badger, a fox, a platypus, or a raccoon? I didn't know how to pronounce echidna. I was like, echidna. No, echidna. Echidna. I struggle with cichlid. I always want to say chichlid. So, yeah, that's just one of those words that throws me. So, an echidna, that's how you pronounce it, is an example of a monotreme, just like A, badger, B, fox, C, platypus, or D, raccoon. 5 badgers, 2 raccoons, and 18 platypi. Oh, platypi? I don't know. Is that the right word? It is a platypus. It's an egg-laying mammal, a monotreme. So what's that done to the scores? Unt doors. In third place, your winners are Grammy Gourmet with 2,278 points. In second place, Zenny McGinger with 2,673 points. That means your winner tonight with 2,864 points is Juggler. I didn't mean to press that either. I wanted to go for exciting man and say
Excellent.
that was
Unreal.
maybe even.
Outstanding. Exhilarating.
Okay, congratulations, Juggler. 2,864 points takes the win for the day, but what does that mean for May? See what I did there? So we're going to have to do live spreadsheeting. Just give me a second while we get that. Oh, wrong button there. Export player rankings. That's what we want. Open that. That's your live spreadsheeting. Copy them. Open up May. Week 1, we're on week 2. Paste them. That means Grammy Gourmet actually takes the lead. Juggler won last week. This week, Zenny won the week before, or Juggler won both weeks? I can't remember. Where did we get to here? Did you not play last week, Juggler? Have I missed you out? Have I done something wrong? I thought you were in last week. Oh well, okay. Oh no, you weren't in last week, were you? Okay. So, your top 10 is Galloping Gourmet, Grammy Gourmet, ahead of John N., Tom and Jerry in third, Carl in fourth, Laurie Carey Day in fifth, Lemoy sixth, Juggler into seventh with tonight's win. Eighth is Coops and Cows, 9th is Zenny, and 10th is SJH. One more round of applause for everyone. Gave Brian a week's head start and caught him already. Ouch! Meow! Meow! Echidna are nice on the Barbie. Really? They don't look nice. They don't look like they would be particularly tasty. I only chose C because it looked duck-billed. Did we all get orange slices? Now what, because it's halfway through? Yes, why not? Why not, indeed? Oh, there's a thought. Mary says, do we add monotremes to our new pronouns, please? Yeah. Why not? Why not? Well, congratulations, Juggler. Hey, who says, cheers, I gave Brian a week's head start and I caught him already. Jonathan's only one question less than Juggler, just too slow to answer. That's it. I try. I really do try with these quizzes. I know it doesn't look like it because I'm often so terrible at it, but I really do try and make these quizzes a mix of things that are easy and it's all about the speed that you answer it with, things that are hard and it's all about guessing, things that are current, things that are sports, things that are fish, things that are a little bit of everything. And I know I cock it up 9 times out of 10, but still I try. I try. I missed last week, yeah. I remembered after I started saying it. Juggler, what is Graham's password for quiz questions? Well, do you know, I'm actually committing a cardinal sin with the quiz because I share a password with Andrew from Aquarium Daily, or Aquarium Fishy, or whatever he's called these days. Fishy Daily? Fishy Fish? No. It's Daily. No. You know what I mean. It's Fishy. God, why is that hard to remember? We both share the same software, so... Because it costs money, this. I know. It costs money. It's so rubbish sometimes. But we share a password. He has 8 slots to make quizzes and bingos, and I have 2 slots to make this and the Eliminator, which we will do shortly. So at any time, he could get in and ruin my quiz, or steal all my questions. Adam's away next week and likely not be on, so there'll be a shake-up in the leaderboard. Oh, okay. We like a good shake-up. Brian, you're completely right. They're only easy when you know them. Because if you don't know them, they're not easy. Jillian's got to go and walk the dogs. One of them has a sore paw, so this will be interesting. Oh. Hope they're alright. When it's easy questions, you make the questions twice as long, so it's hard to read. I do... No, I don't do that. But I do make some questions that are longer and some questions that are shorter. I do think about all these things. I know I'm just terrible at implementing them, but I try it. I try. Carl's in 4th and can't believe it. Why not? It always makes me nervous because I've got a particularly complicated spreadsheet that tries to work out this top 10. And I'm always assuming I've got it wrong. But yes, you are in 4th and you deserve to be... Focus on me, not Brian. What is he doing? I don't have any food. Be right back. Potty time. That's nice to know. Thank you very much. Andrew's selling HRT, not ERT. Or XRT. Yeah, I'm not actually selling any cryptocurrency. So, sorry for all of you who are here just for the crypto. Although, am I any less engaging than the lovely American fellow who was on here trying to shill and flog us all? XRT is the next best thing, and it's just... So it was hard to watch that. Oh, I've lost my thing. Where's my thing gone? Interruption D. What? Sorry, weird things are happening. I see Joey's doing another bout of discus after 2 years. Was he jealous of your tank? I very much doubt it. Joey and I have kind of made up. Everything's fine. He stays over there, I stay over here, and that's all good. And if anything, I very much doubt he's jealous of anything I've done. I feel sorry for anyone who joined expecting a masterclass in crypto. I was just looking at my analytics there. There's quite the spike after like a minute. It shoots up to like 60 something people joined the stream, which is really unheard of for me these days. And immediately drops back down to like 40. I know we'd have gone back up to like 60 for the quiz. But I wonder if that was like 10 people who came on here saying, I bought some XRT and it's just not doing as well as that chap said it was, so I'll go and watch his live stream. And they get this idiot going, this is how you do internet security. Coffeezilla will be investigating Juggler's win on the cryptos. Maybe. I mean, they're not all that hard, these questions. It's just that you can't know all of them. Is Joey based in Ukraine? No. I don't know whether I want to tell this story or not, but when Joey and I were having our beef, what shall we say, there was lots of newly created accounts that I did, because like I said earlier, I have access to some not sophisticated hacking tools, but some fairly good tracking tools. And I traced the IPs of the email addresses associated with those accounts that were giving me crap. And you'll never believe they all originated in Nova Scotia, Canada, and I just could not believe that many people in Nova Scotia, Canada had such a bone to pick with me. And he denies it, obviously, as you would, and we've said our pieces, and I don't think it was all bluffing nothing anyway. I think it would be a very strange place if you weren't allowed to call someone a dickhead every now and again. I don't think I would be that upset if people were like, do you know that Aquarium Adventures guy? What a twat. He's only gone and done whatever. I would look at that as, right, have I? I'll take it on advisement. I might immediately disagree with you, but I think if you're going to put out things on the internet, you've got to accept that most people are going to have a problem with it. I call it the review paradox, that, you know, whenever you say, when you look at online reviews for anything, washing machines, fridges, TVs, whatever it is, the majority of them are negative. It's because people only can be bothered to comment if they get pissed off enough about something to comment about it. Nobody ever leaves a review, or not nobody, because they do, there are weirdos out there, but they're very few and far between with, yeah, that thing worked fine, just like I thought it would. It's always, I was broke when it got here, They said they were coming on Monday between 12 and 2 and they turned up on Tuesday at 9 o'clock. This died after a week. It's never. Yeah, I've had this for a year. It's been fine. Yeah. It's very similar with YouTube comments, I find. It's like, oh, that guy talks too fast. Oh, his beard's stupid. Why is he so bald? Oh, he sounds like Shrek. Like, alright, whatever. It's just, I think it's the nature of the beast that you have to be open to criticism, and it boggles my mind sometimes that people think they are so infallible that they can never get anything wrong. I kind of approach most things with that. I'm probably going to screw this up, but let's give it a go. That doesn't mean that everyone that criticises you is right and you deserve constant criticism, but if you want to criticise, go for it. Well, no skin off my nose. Right, we're going to get on with the Eliminator, which is another fun quiz for everyone shortly. Canada. What about Canada? Sorry, I've missed something, obviously. Sorry. There. Oh yes, should do some admin. Right, we've only got 30 likes and there's 50 people here. Come on, we need to do better. Yes. Isn't the Great Oceans Disaster Aquarium in that area of Canada? Possibly. What was the beef about? That's dragging up old territory. So I'll tell you all about it again. No, what? I'm going to get a drink. When I was a very small channel, struggling to think of things to make videos about, I made a video saying we need to talk about the king, or something along those lines, where I was a big fan of the king of DIY, one of the inspirations for me to start a channel, probably. Used a lot of his stuff, but the more you learn, the more you know, the more you get into it, the more you find out. And I started to get little niggles of so I bought his book, I bought his t-shirt, I had his t-shirt, you've seen it in the charity streams. I bought the book and I read it a lot of it and I'm going, he's claiming that he invented, okay. So I made a video saying he doesn't have to get through a lot of fish. Strange that he's called the king of DIY and the majority of the DIY he does fails, and it was all stupid straightforward things like, this is how you build this, and it's like, no it isn't. And it was like was it light-hearted or was it, I don't know. I made some observations like, I don't think you should call yourself the king of DIY when you're clearly shit at DIY. I don't think you should cycle through quite so many fish. He showed off quite a lot of practices that I didn't really think were that good, so like poor husbandry and things like that, and I was like, nothing major, just all little niggles. And then when the aquarium gallery thing happened, that was like entirely fan funded, and it was like, oh my god guys, I need your help, I've totally underestimated how much this was cost. Turns out it's going to cost hundreds of thousands of pounds and I'd budgeted 12. Can you give me some money? And then the whole thing about I should have gone to jail, aquarium saved my life. So that's one thing that I have a real problem with, is like reformed characters wanting extra kudos or extra praise for being reformed. I used to be an alcoholic, but now I'm better, so therefore I deserve your love. Like, okay, I didn't used to be an alcoholic and I'm still fine. Why am I not getting some love? Or I didn't try and kill anyone. Can I have some of that? Like the automatic assumption that you think you're more deserving because you've overcome a triumph. Yeah, you used to be a dick. You're no longer a dick. You're back to level. You're not ahead. So it was all those kind of things, and I can't even remember. Do you know what? I can't even remember what was in the video. I made a video that said some things about the King of DIY. He loudly claimed to have never seen it, and then found problems with everything in it. We had a bit of a spat. That's all. We had a bit of a back and forth where he's quite uppity and yeah, I'll tell him that to his face, and I've told him that to his face several times. He's quite prickly about some things. Like, so be prickly. That's fine. I don't care. So we had a little bit of a you said this, you said that, you said that. I was like, whatever. And he just kept doing stupid things, and I just kept talking about them, and he kept saying, well, I'll shut your channel down. I was like, whatever. My 500 subscribers won't care. Anyway, so that's what we were on about. That's what the beef was about. And we've talked several times since then and agreed to just stay out of each other's way, and I have no animosity towards him. It's just, it is what it is. I live an hour away from Joy. It wasn't me. The thing was, I can't remember. I literally was a tiny little channel, maybe a couple hundred subscribers, maybe 1,000. So many people came out of the woodwork to say, do you know what he said to me? Or do you know what he's done to me? And do you know that thank you said about that? And do you know what happened to you? And I did get a bit carried away with that because there was so many things. I was like, okay, I've hit a streak here of people that don't really like him. And that's what I mean. It doesn't matter. You don't have to like everyone. I don't expect everyone to like me, and that doesn't mean I'm going on a vendetta against the ones that don't like me. You're fine. Carry on not liking me. Plenty of people I don't like. The quiz sucked. Brian, come on. No need for that. It's when the hacking started, I thought it's ridiculous to take an exception to being Dickhead Comment of the Week 2 weeks in a row. I've not done Dickhead Comment of the Week.
They've crawled out from a rock so we can hear them speak. Here's the Dickhead Comment of the Week.
No dickheads. Everyone is super fabulous. Thank you, everyone. Once again, I know it's kind of shilling, but if you want 20% off anything at aquariumadventures.co.uk, use the code HACK20 to get 20% off merch, food, plants, whatever, as a thank you for being such an awesome community. There was a little part of me that thought, should I stop insulting people? Is that why I'm being targeted? But then they are Russian. They probably aren't watching this. It'll be fine. King DIY drama was a classic. That's how I found this channel. And you've hung around. God, you're a glutton for punishment, Rebecca. Applegal's a Newfoundlander, and even I left the King of DIY because he keeps moving his fish so much. As a fellow Atlantic Canadian, I really wanted to support him. Yeah, I mean, like I say, I have no animosity. There are plenty of people who are shady, who are awful, who are terrible, who have careers and online followings and all that kind of thing. I don't even think he's that bad. So I'm just going to stay out his way and he'll stay out my way and we'll crack on as we do. Yeah, it's one of those things. They're constantly shifting. Yeah, I think that's what my first video was about. It's like, look, you've got 4 tanks and you've gone through 4,000 fish in the last couple of weeks. What's happened to them all? Why are you doing that? It was more the... I can't remember if that's even true or not, but the gallery thing was what got me, because he got everyone to pay for that based on it becoming some kind of educational space. There was going to be people who were going to be coming and visiting. There was going to be educational content. It was it's just, I'm going to have some freaking cool aquariums. The aquarium gallery feels awkward because it hasn't... Yeah, because it was meant to be like a public thing, that it was going to be... Because he used to always say that the vets in the area went to him for advice rather than the other way around, but... Anyway, let's not go down that road again. Because as Rebecca says here, other channels still do that kind of thing, and if I'm going to pick out one, I need to pick out all, so I'm not. But I have no problem picking out channels that I'm afraid of, because I've no interest in being like any kind of crusader. I'm not here to save the internet. I don't care about, justice is the most important. No, I have whims like any other person. My main thing is, I really disagree with the sentiment of, if you can't say something nice, don't say anything at all, because that lets dickheads get away with things a lot longer than they should. I'm more about, if you're going to be a dick, you have to be alright with me calling you a dick. I'm happy to debate you on the fact. I'm happy to hear counter arguments. I'm happy to be wrong. I'm happy to make a retraction and say, it turns out he wasn't being a dick, or she wasn't being a dick. I had misunderstood. I'm wrong all the time. Fine with it. Happy to issue retractions and anything like that, but if you're going to do something and post it on the internet, you have to be okay with other people going, nah, really? Nah, not sure. When he tried to make an 8-foot tank out of 3/4 inch ply, paddling to strengthen it was my switch off point with Joey. Well, there was loads of things like that, like he used the corrugated hosing all the time, and this is where I learned a thing. So he used corrugated hosing. You see, I use it all the time as well, and there's a special type of hose clamp you get with that corrugated stuff, because if you use a normal hose clamp, a normal Jubilee clip, it crushes the wire that makes the corrugations, which pierces the hose, which leads to a leak. It's like, yeah, it's the number one thing. If you're going to use this, you need to know about this. And him, with his millions of followers, told everybody, oh, this is the best kind of hose to use for your aquariums, and you've got to make sure you use one of these hose clamps. And you're like, what? No. And then it was like, oh, I've had a leak. There's been a disaster, which is a great thing for a YouTuber, is to have a disaster. But there was like 8 of them. And you're like, yeah, because you're doing that thing with fucking hose clamps, you fucking idiot. Stop calling yourself the king of DIY. If he wasn't called the king of DIY, if he was the king of aquariums, I would never have made anything. Because I think it was the fact that he was calling himself the king of DIY where I was going, I'm shit at DIY and I'm much better than him. Anyway. He talked awfully about Coop Co-op, and we can see how well that went. Oh yeah, he was just not... He was not nice to a lot of people, but when I actually spoke to him, a lot of those things was, he is under the impression that everyone's out to get him, whereas I think other people, even lots of bigger channels, are under the impression it's a collaborative space and people can work together rather than competing against each other. Now, we are competing against each other in that we're trying to win a view, but just because someone watches my videos doesn't mean they're not going to watch his. And I'm not a competitor for Joey, so just because someone watches an MD Fish Tanks or a Aquarium Co-op or one of the other big channels doesn't mean they're not also going to watch his. But I think his, from my discussions with him, his mindset is that it's them or me. That's it. And it was always like, I remember there was one with Alexander, the fishery, where they had that big drama about it, and he spent a lot of the time just trashing loads of other people, going, that person's terrible, this person's going to burn out, that person just copied me, that person just copied me, that person's just copied me. And the accusations of copying were all about, he's making videos about fish. You're like, yeah, that's the hobby. You don't own a copy. There's no moratorium on making videos about fish. It's not a copyright thing. We're all doing it. You should be fine with that. Anyway, I said something that we were going to do a quiz, didn't I? Instead, I've just said I'm not going to talk about Joey, and then spent half an hour talking about Joey. We're going to do the Eliminator. Let me copy the link, put it in there. There's the link for the Eliminator. Presentation view, let me move that over there, just in case Lisa's still up. Here is the QR code. Graham, is there a way for you to add dick and dickhead to the allowed word lists, or is there only a am I sorry, there's lots of things getting blocked. Is there a way? There must be a way. I do use dickhead quite a lot, so we should really allow it. Community moderation, it'll be in there, won't it? It's not a blocked word. All the blocked words are... No, I can only have unblocked words. I can only have blocked words. There's no, like, this word's fine. I can say dickhead. Is it just everyone else can't say dickhead? Now everyone's going to type dickhead. What an idiot. I'm a dickhead. Tommy's in. Nice to see you, Tommy. Flatbed Aquatics. Evening, everyone. You're just in time for the quiz. Aquarium Adventures. Can you honestly say when your channel takes off, the money won't change you? No. I sincerely hope it does. That's the whole point of doing this. No, if anything, my overriding goal with this is part of my retirement plan. So I'm at a stage with this channel where it's starting to take off, and it's fairly new to me. So it's been a hobby, it's been fun, and I still enjoy the hobby, and it's still fun. But even with the hacking thing, if it went away, I'd have been pissed off, but I'd have got over it. It'd have been fine. I'm not sure whether or not I'd have started it again until all those messages of support and stuff like that. I keep saying it blew me away. I did not appreciate actual real people cared about the nonsense I post on the internet every now and again. But yeah, it's a couple £100 a month, which again is nothing to be sniffed at. It's not terrible. But in the last couple of months, it's doubled, and then it's doubled again. If it keeps going like this, yeah, that'll be a main income rivaling number. So I'd love it if at some point I had the dilemma of, do I go all in on YouTube and give up proper job because I can make more doing YouTube and stuff. I'm miles away from that. That is not. There's no chance of that happening anytime soon. But if it did, I'd love that. And yeah, it's quite natural to think, would that change me? Yes, because in my proper job, I don't call my boss a dickhead because I don't want to be fired. That mentality would have to transfer to YouTube. I wouldn't call someone else a dickhead because I don't want to be cancelled. Would I make safe videos? The concept is alien to me, of making safe videos. I make videos. I am man points camera at fish tank and records things he's already doing. Man buys nonsense off Temu and films reaction. I don't see how mental I could get and how much I could change that in any way just because I was getting more money for it. But my mentality would surely change because it would be so much more important. It would be the thing that's putting food on my table and paying for my kids to do whatever they have to do rather than the other job that's doing that. So yeah, I'd be a lot more concerned about what was going on. I'd love to say that, yeah, nothing will change. I'll still do the Friday Night Lives, and I think I still would do the Friday Night Lives, and I'll still make stupid videos of me breaking things and building things and all that kind of stuff. But I think I'd do those things regardless. It's just that if something did blow up, I think there'd be a lot more stress involved and a lot more worry. I don't know. So yes, I think it probably would change me. I think it'd be silly to not say it would change me, but my ultimate goal with this channel is that it continues to grow. I'm not going to lie, the last year or so it's blown up. In my mind, it's blown up more than I expected it to. I expected it to rise on the same trajectory it would, so as when I got to retirement, I'd have such a catalogue of videos and a following that I'd get an extra couple of £100 a month that would top up my pension. The angle has changed a little bit, that I might get a little bit more than a couple of £100 a month. Maybe, and I can't even believe I'm saying this, maybe I'll be able to retire a little bit earlier, or a little bit more comfortably at the same time, because of this stupid thing, because of my hobby. That's life-changing, that's mind-bogglingly amazing. But with that, no, so that I'd be fine with. That wouldn't change me. That'd be like, oh, okay, then I'll go back to my other retirement plan. But if it got to the point where this was my main job, it would have to change me. I don't know how it would, but I just think it would have to. Right, I'm obviously miles behind. Let me see if I can catch up. Right, I'm sorry, I've missed loads of chat. It's gone away. What is retirement? Yeah, it's the dream that keeps moving further and further away. I hope you make a good income from YouTube, although would it change the hobby for you? It probably would, because And again, this is just I'm trying to be as pragmatic as possible. If I was making my living through YouTube by making videos about aquariums, my hobby and my interactions with the hobby would change because they'd now be more focused on providing me with a living. At the moment, almost everything I've done, I would have done if I wasn't making YouTube videos about it. Not gonna lie, Mega Tank 1 might not have happened. Mega Tank 2 probably would, but then again, would Mega Tank 2 have happened if I hadn't done 1? Maybe. So, like, I'd always wanted a hobby. I'd always wanted within the hobby to do discus. That was my big thing. I would have loved to have had a big discus tank. Yeah, there's one over there. It's great. I'd love to have big peacock bass. As soon as I saw my first ever peacock bass, I was like, yeah, I'd love to have that. Don't have space for one of them, so I'll make space. And eventually we've got there. So I kind of think I would have eventually got here to what I'm doing now. And if anything, the hobby's only accelerated that because it's like, oh, this will be a cool project and I can film it, which will pay for some of it, or get Liquid Rubber to sponsor it. But I think it would have ended up there eventually. If it became my actual... if it became my actual income, yes, it would change things because I would be more focused on doing more of it to make more content, because the content is what pays for the bills. So I think the direction of travel is hiring a unit or an office of some description so as you have more space to build more tanks. So I would almost certainly fall into that trap, and I've thought about that. Yeah, because you do like to fantasize, well, what if tomorrow it all goes great and an extra couple of 100,000 people decide to subscribe to me? I think where I would go would be down the route of, I think the mega tanks is my thing. Testing and trialing ridiculously big aquariums. To the point where I've been looking at, I live in Sheffield, that's an old industrial city. There's lots of old steelworks and old, like, mega factories that have hundreds of thousands of square feet of rotting, dying factories that just take up space in the city. We've had the 8-foot aquarium, we've had the 12-foot aquarium. What about the 300-foot aquarium? What about... I think if you're going to do YouTube, yes, have a nod to what's... Because I think I always do this. I always come back to what is realistic, achievable, what is something that can be recreated in any home. If you're into tropical fish, if you're into fish keeping at all, but you're not mental, you just want 1 tank or 2 tanks, yeah, I will always cater to you. That's what the Tiger Barb tank was about. This is a achievable, reasonable, realistic tank. But if you're going to do the YouTube side of it, you have to do something a bit stupid. Hence the 8-foot by 4-foot by 3-foot tank. Hence the 12-foot tank. So yeah, rather than just going down the route of your Joey's with his aquarium gallery, or MD Fish Tanks with his office space with loads of tanks, which are all normal, good sizes, I think I'd go down the route of a bit ridiculous and normal, and that would be my thing, because I think that would be a good use of space and a good use of... You just don't see it. You see it in these massive public aquariums where they have these enormous things, but you don't see it in any private aquariums where people are doing it for specific reasons. I'd love to see what happened if you had... Imagine having a 200-foot long aquarium. You could have different sections within it. The biodiversity from one section to the other. Yeah, so... The ridiculous is probably the bit that I'd go down. So would it change the hobby for me? Absolutely, because I'd be using it. It would no longer be a hobby. That would be the main thing. It would no longer be a hobby, so it would have to. And I've now gone on talking nonsense for again. Right, we're miles behind, sorry. Last bit of forced fun. We're already over time. Oh god, I'm so sorry. Right, we're starting. Here we go. I've completely lost track of everything. Here we go. There we go. Start the timer, start the countdown. There are 22 of you playing, but you've probably 10 of them have fallen asleep. Biggest homemade tank in Britain. I think I'm already challenging for that. I think I'm number 3 at the moment. I've done some research. Question number 1 with the Eliminator. Remember, you get one right, you go on to the next question. You get it wrong, you're out. What is the name of the imaginary line along the middle of the Earth that separates the northern and southern hemispheres? Is it the meridian, the centre, the core, or the equator? Huger will be panicking on how to heat and light that swimming pool. That's what I think. By the time I get there, I'll have had so many free lights and heaters that we'll be fine. What do we think, people? Almost all of us think it's the equator. Of course it is. The core's in the middle of the planet. The equator's the line. You could visit the largest home aquarium in the UK. The guy is quite active in the hobby. He is, yes. Discussions have been had, not with him, to be fair, but he has said in a recent video with Chasing Scales, I think it's called. It's a guy that does lots of UK native freshwater fish, who visited him recently, and he said in the video, oh yeah, okay, I might have the biggest aquarium in the UK and the biggest home aquarium in the UK, but I really don't care about that. I want someone to beat me. And I was commenting on the video going, challenge accepted. All I need to do is do like some kind of aquarium bridge between Megatank 1 and 2, and I've won. That's not the answer, obviously. Yeah, but everyone's still in. Question number 2. Which of these groups includes beagles, greyhounds, and poodles? What's a pension? It's... I was going to say it's a pipe dream. So you get, in the UK at least, there's 2 types. You get a workplace pension and a state pension. Your state pension is when you pay your national insurance contributions throughout your working life. The state gives you some money when you retire. When you finish work, they give you some money. And a private pension is the same thing, but for work. So you either put away some of your money through your employer or privately. So as when you come to retire and give up work properly, you have a pot where you can buy something like an annuity or whatever it might be that gives you an income until you die. Everyone's gone for dogs. Everyone's right. Which instrument is played by strumming its 4 strings? Is it a flute, a harmonica, a ukulele, or a recorder? I think in America a pension's like your 401k or something like that. A ukulele is correct. All these people are still in. Question number 4. Which of the following dinosaurs is known for its long neck? Is it the Velociraptor, the Triceratops, the Brachiosaurus, or the Spinosaurus? Private pensions, the employer also has to put money, so that's usually your employee pension. Yeah, they'll quite often match your pension contributions. That's like a perk you get with a lot of jobs. And some of them are really good, some of them are meh. Everyone going with Brachiosaurus. You've not seen Jurassic Park? This is a short quiz. Just kidding. Of course it is. Question number 5. Who is the only one of 7 dwarves that wears glasses in Disney's version of Snow White? You can type in your answer on this one. I've given you some extra time, so don't panic. You've got time. Who is the one of 7 dwarves that has glasses? Sorry, I've just seen some of the answers coming in. They're quite funny. Extra time to type 3 letters. S-N-E-E-Z. Show live results. 86% of people going for Doc. 1 for Pooh. 1 for Brainy. I can't give you Brainy. I can't give you Pooh. I can't give you Doc. So we've still got Snafu, Brian, Scat, Error404, Timbo, Stevie P, Zenny McGinger, Jack Tank, Ion/Chris, Lemoy, Juggler, and Katie. Question number 6. This is where they start to get harder sometimes. Question number 6. In texting shorthand, what does LMK mean? Let me kiss. Lot of men know. Let me know. Let's make kids. Lots of unions. Yeah, in America, I think one of the benefits of being unionised is the pension, isn't it? Answer option D gave me a chuckle. I aim to please, you know. Everyone's gone for let me know. God, boring, but correct. All the same people are still in. Question number 7. According to the nursery rhyme, the Grand Old Duke of York, how many men went up to the top of the hill and back again? Was it 12, 100, 1,000, or 10,000? Marched right up to the top of the hill and he marched right down again. Oh, the Grand Old Duke of York, he had men. I hope this is a universal nursery rhyme and the Americans aren't going to get all upset with me any minute now. Yep, here they come. The Americans don't know this nursery rhyme. It told me this was a universal nursery rhyme. Sorry. Grand Old Duke of York. He had an amount of men. That amount was 10,000. Sorry, non-British people. "100 gorillas." Let's not get into that again. I've been fighting with my kids all week about the gorillas versus 100 men thing. Interested in your opinions. 1 gorilla versus 100 men. I want to know in the chat is who's going to win that fight, gorillas or men? But in this quiz we have Snafu, Brian, Timbo, Chris, Lemoy, and Juggler still in. Question 8. The word trivia comes from a Latin word meaning 3 what? 3 roads, 3 hands, 3 answers, or 3 steps. Oh, gorilla every time from Adam. Gorilla from Graham. One person thinks 3 roads. 4 people think 3 answers. 1 person thinks 3 steps. The answer is 3 roads. Tri, meaning 3, and via, meaning passage or road. Who have we still got? We've still got Brian. Brian the quiz master. He's proven himself tonight. Right, question 9, Brian. Here we go. What African river flows on both sides of the equator, crossing it twice? You have to type this in. You've got extra time to type it in. Don't panic. You hopefully haven't got extra time to Google it, though. I'm going to refresh myself. If you spell it wrong, I'll give you it. Oh, we've got an answer. I'll just have a quick pause to drink my drink out of my fabulous glass that's available now with 20% off at aquariumadventures.co.uk or on Etsy if you live in America, although it will cost you about £10 billion. You know him so well. What African river flows on both sides of the equator, crossing it twice? Brian thinks it's the Nile. The correct answer is the Congo. Unlucky. Good job, though. Question 10, just for the smarty pants. First person to put a letter into chat answering it wins nothing. Which of these countries does not share a border with Egypt? A. Chad, B. Libya, C. Israel, D. Sudan. Juggler straight in with Chad. I did ask for a letter rather than the actual answer. Mandy's gone for A. You're both right. It is, in fact. Chad does not share a border with Egypt. Nobody has won. The Eliminator has eliminated everyone. Pardon me. I'm Bongo. Do you know what? Version 1 of that question was, what river crosses the border twice and would be drunk by a monkey in the jungle drinking umbongo? I thought that was... I don't know, is that advert being cancelled these days? Or umbongo, they drink it in the jungle? Passion fruit and mango. Yeah, that's a thing, isn't it? Or have I imagined that? I couldn't find anything on the internet about umbongo. But anyway, well done, Brian. You won by being the last survivor, but you did not win the Eliminator. Sorry, we're getting there. So the answer was A. It was. You got so close again. You did. You have probably been I know you haven't won the Eliminator more than anyone else, but you've been in the last couple of rounds more than anyone else. Yes, that is a cancelled advert. I thought it might have been. That's why I couldn't find anything about it. We used to have a drink called Umbungo when I was a kid. That was like a soft drink in a squishy bottle, squishy carton, and the advert was like jungle drum. There's a bongo. They drink it in the jungle. Passion fruit and mango. You find it in the Congo. Was that it? Have I just made that up? Anyway, is anyone still here? Am I even still live? I am still live. Although we have gone 21 minutes over time. Brian, you will go on my first whistle. I would like to say one more big thank you for the community for helping me out in my hour of need, or my day of need this week. This is one way of saying thank you. I'll think of better ways. I'm trying to contribute more to the community as a whole anyway. But you know, if you want some fish food, this gives you at cost. So I don't make any money, but you can buy some stuff. So go for it. I've left it on for merch. I've left it on for plants. I've left it on for... This is kind of my overhead. So this means... Thank you. You get it at cost. This is as cheap as I can get it as a wholesaler. Yeah, we're now... normally I would now say in the next 20 minutes before we get to 11 o'clock, but it's already 20 past 11. Ask me any questions you want to ask me. So yeah, we'll do the same thing for a few minutes. But we'll also load up the Afterparty software, otherwise known as Suno. Because we've got some songs to make. I want your suggestions for genres, styles. Do you want some reggae beats tonight? Do you want some post-punk 40s dancehall blues? Do you want some... What was the one I thought of? Somebody mentioned something on Radio 4 earlier where they were like, I'm going to stop listening to Radio 2 because it was far too much of... and they mentioned a style no one's ever heard of. And I was like, really? They're playing too much of it? Have they ever played it ever? What was the style? It was basically because they played a Specials record, The Specials, a record by The Specials. And she was livid, this lady. It was great. It was really funny. But anyway, we're going to do an auto-generated song to start off. But after that, I want your suggestions and your themes and your lyrics, whatever you want. We'll get it in. We'll see what we're going to do. But we're going to have a song about what else other than cybersecurity. And having my YouTube channel called Aquarium Adventures. I will get it back. And we're going to have that in a style. What kind of style are we going to have it in? Reggae, Newfoundland jig. Is that a style? Bad manners. Well, I can't use actual bands or actual things because it gets upset with that. But if you could describe bad manners, I can use that as a style. If you could only have one meal for the rest of your life, what would it be? Now, I've got a top 3. Does that count? And I change them quite often depending on the wind. So, my top 3 are pizza, because I feel like you can get enough variety in a pizza. both in toppings and in styles. So you could get like a Chicago style pizza, a New York style pizza, and a proper Italian actual pizza. That would be enough difference in that you could go fish, pineapple, whatever it is. So pizza, I think, could cover you in most of the food groups. Sandwiches, I think that covers you in a lot. You can have hot sandwiches, cold sandwiches, meat sandwiches, vegetable sandwiches, salad sandwiches, white bread, brown bread, rolls, toasted, sandwich, king of food, sandwich, and pie. Meat pie, vegetable pie, quiches, I'm including that in the pies. So out of those three, pizza, sandwiches, or pie, I'm going to have to think about that. It's hard because I keep thinking about this and then I don't know what to do with it. What am I drinking, says Graham. More importantly, what am I drinking from? I'm drinking from my latest merch line. You can buy this in art form, glass form, mug form. But what I'm actually drinking is... This one's a new one. This is Transient. It's not new to the channel, but it's new for this evening. Northern Monk Transient DDH IPA. I've definitely settled on a style. I like my hazy beers. I like them being thick. This answer feels like an awful lot like wishing for more wishes from a genie and probably shouldn't be allowed. But I'm a generous overlord. No, I'm willing to get it down, but I've often thought about this. I don't know why I have a sense of impending doom that someone's going to say, you can only have one thing to eat forever. What is it? Like I must prepare for that. But pizza, sandwiches, pies. I'm taking out pies. It's between pizzas and sandwiches, really. You can go nearly anywhere on holiday abroad and you can order a pizza. You can, that's true. It's the safe choice, isn't it? Because there's always a pizza on the menu. And I think it could be different enough that... Yeah, it could be different enough that it could be something that... Because I feel like after a while, even if you were like, oh, my favourite meal is lasagna, after your 100th lasagna in a row, you'd be like, I've had enough of lasagna now. Whereas pizza would get you a little bit further down the road, because it would be like, oh, I'm going to have a Neapolitan pizza, I'm going to have a stone-baked pizza, I'm going to have a deep pan pizza, I'm going to have a Chicago town pizza, I'm going to have a calzone pizza, I'm going to... You know what I mean? I'm going to have... This one's going to be fish toppings. This one's going to be purely vegetables. This one's going to be pineapple just to piss people off. Get a lot further down the road. And sandwiches is the same thing where... I love a sandwich. I love a sandwich. I did not think this is where my life would lead me. What are we at? 11:30 on a Friday night going, I love a sandwich. But yeah, I genuinely do. There's been so many times I have made sandwiches that I've had to step back from. Go. Now I understand why some people take pictures of their dinner. That is a work of art. I've never done that with any other food type. I've made... I am the chef of the house. I make all the meals in this house for all the people. I do the Christmas dinners. I do everything. Never have I been impressed with myself more than when I've made a really nice sandwich. And it can be anything. It can be plain white Warburton's blue medium bread with a nice piece of ham, a little bit of lettuce, maybe some salad. I don't even like salad cream that much. A little bit of salad cream to your full-on rye bread, ham salad with boiled eggs sliced. To where you're like, this isn't even a sandwich now. This is a manwich. They all give me an equal layer of pleasure to your, I think the Americans call them grilled cheese, but cheese toasties. The simple cheese toastie. The most complex cheese toastie I've ever had in my life, fantastic. The simplest cheese toastie I've ever had in my life, equally fantastic. You almost can't. I could almost drill down to just having a cheese toastie. That would be fine. But I include that within the whole gamut of sandwiches, and that's like sandwiches. I've decided sandwiches. Let's hear a song about cryptocurrency, web security, and cyber hacking.
Logged in this morning, a shock in the stream. My digital fortress wasn't as clean. Fish tanks floating, hacked in the cold. An aquarium robbed up the joy it bestowed. Who stole the spark, the light in my feet? Swimming in panic, I fight to proceed. My words in my world, lost in the void. Hope's the spark that I now deploy. They took more than just videos and views. They swam off with the stories I used to choose. But I'll dive deep, throw the net in the seas to catch what they took and set myself free. The pixels shimmer with echoes of loss, a channel of dreams beneath digital frost. But the current shifting, stirring within. I'll break their tide and reclaim what's been. Who stole the spark, the light in my feet? Swimming in panic, I fight to proceed. My words in my world, lost in the void. Hope's the spark that I now deploy. Signal a wave, a clue in the sand. I rebuild with strength, type in my stand. Aquarium streams will again thrive. A beacon of hope, keeping dreams alive.
Sorry, I just have to respond to some of these ones. Just Go Sandwiches isn't a calzone a type of sandwich. Sold sandwiches it is. 100% sandwiches. What kind of work allows toasting sandwiches? Toasters can't be pat tested. I know where you're coming from with that because I have done that in an office. That's why working from home rules. I'm getting really into ramen and noodle bowls and noodle pots, which are just like fancy pot noodles. Come on. In this country, I don't know if that's a thing in America where you have pot noodles, but in this country, pot noodles is like a rubbish thing that you fill a kettle, you pour it into a thing of claims to be chicken and mushroom or bad boy Bombay or whatever it is. But it's just noodle. But the fancy ones, the ones that claim to be from Korea and China and stuff like that, oh, they're fantastic. I bought Morrison's out of their spicy shin beef ramen noodles the other day, just because they're so fantastic. And all you need is a kettle. Oh, they're great. Anyway, sorry, we're getting off topic. Sandwiches. Sandwiches are brilliant. I'm very happy with sandwiches. Apple gal, stir fries. Yes. So, I tried a diet. So, I've got answers for everything here. I tried a diet very recently where we almost exclusively ate stir fries, and I got into about day 6, maybe day 7, where I was like, oh, these stir fries are fantastic. You can have chow mein, spicy beef, sauteed chicken, soy and garlic, chili and such. Day 7, I was like, it's just more shit chopped up with other shit. Never said that with a sandwich. Oh, it's just another no. Even rubbish sandwiches, I'm like, it's not the greatest sandwich in the world, but it's still a sandwich. So, yeah, I get where you're coming from with the stir fries. And same Graham with his pasta. Yes, many pasta dishes, but at the end of the day, it's all pasta. A sandwich can have literally anything in it. Apparently people make pot noodle sandwiches as well. That's a whole other thing. But you could have anything that can go in pasta. You could have a pasta sandwich. Why not? Sainsbury's does great, and I think that's a thing about being British is we love a sandwich because the meal deals, we can get them really quite good. But for me, one of the highlights of my day when I used to have to go into an office to work was the sandwich run, and we used to. Right, so this is going to mean nothing to anyone, but one of my favourite sandwich shops was. When I had to go into the office, it was maybe 10 minutes away on a street called Effingham Street, Effingham, Effingham Street, and it was called the Effing Sandwich Shop. So you had to go to the sandwich shop. But their ham salad sandwiches were to die for. And there was just nothing special about it. It was just a lovely, large roll. In Sheffield they call them bread cakes inexplicably. So you'd get a large bread cake, but it'd be so soft and so floury, but not so floury it was annoyingly floury. Real butter. Real butter, not margarine, just real. Even saying the words out loud, I'm like, I might have to go and get one. Real butter. You'd have lovely thick sliced ham, lovely thick sliced boiled egg, some salad, iceberg lettuce, onions if you wanted onions. I liked onions, so I would have onions, and mayonnaise and salad cream. That was it. There was loads of other things you could add on if you wanted it, but I didn't like them. I didn't like the cheese, didn't like the extra salad, didn't like all the other things you get on them. Just this thing, it was just the perfect size to hold with two hands and just go. It was the thing of beauty. That's all I can say. Graham looks at his kids and thinks I've made better sandwiches. Yeah. There was a time in my life where there was an equal number of photos of sandwiches and children in my phone's camera roll. Italian sausage with onions, peppers, mushrooms. Yeah, and that's the thing. Everyone can have their own special kind of. This just for me. This special thing. I strangely got into the bacon and brie toasties with what's worth cranberry. You're not wrong. I found myself even having a sneaky sandwich. I've not done this for a while, but anyone who knows me will know that I spend a good proportion of my life driving my children from one appointment to another, to dance lessons, to ballet lessons, to acting lessons, to singing lessons, to whatever it is, and then waiting for them. I love a nap. That's like, sandwiches are here, naps are like here. I don't know which is my most favourite thing. So I quite like driving my daughter to one of her classes and having a nap. But if I'm not having a nap, I'm doing the shopping, so I'll go to the shops. And the bacon and brie sandwiches from Aldi. Quite often they'll be at the end of the day when you go in at 8 o'clock while I'm waiting for my daughter to come out. They'll be like, "Oh yeah, well, the bacon and brie sandwiches are reduced to 10 pence," and I'm like, "Oh, really don't need anything to eat, but for 10 pence it'd be." It's almost criminal not to have it and not to finish it off. Bacon and brie, oh, with a little bit of cranberry sauce, oh, fantastic. Tell it to write a song about the different things considered sandwich. I think I've done that. I think I've used the prompt sandwiches. That is all. Just about how brilliant they are in that. I heard someone the other day say they love a cheese and tomato ketchup. Oh, a cheese and tomato ketchup sandwich. In Sheffield, they have a thing called tomato dip. They call it tomato dip. The fact they don't say tomato and say tomato annoys me. But it's like a tin of chopped tomatoes with heat applied, instantly called tomato dip. Ah, I love tomato dip, me. Bacon and tomato dip. Like, so you want bacon and chopped tomatoes with heat applied to it. Heathens. Yeah, I really don't get the tomato dip thing. One of the, again, not that funny story, but for me, when I first moved to Sheffield, one of the rites of passage, if you like, was you had to do the sandwich run. So you'd go round everyone that was working on shift and say, what do you want for breakfast? You get, I want a bacon, egg, sausage and tomato. I want a sausage and tomato, or whatever it is, and everyone would be like saying what they want. And on my first day, so I'm going, yeah, what would you like? Oh, you like a best, a bacon, egg, sausage, tomato, sausage and tomato, yeah, egg, yeah, scrambled egg, yeah, fine, whatever. And someone said they just wanted a bacon bread cake. And I was like, a bacon bread? Come on. Yeah, what is it really? What do you really want? I want a bread cake with bacon on it. Alright, okay, so I wrote it down. Next one was like, I'd like a tea cake with tomato dip. And I'm going, right, if you're just going to be silly about it, I'm not going to go. You can go and get your own breakfast. And I turned up at the shop and was a bit like, they want a bacon, egg, sausage and tomato. Yep, got that. Large or small? Yeah, large. They've asked for a bread cake. A bread cake with tomato dip. Yep. What do you mean, yep? That's not a thing, freaking idiots. The one thing, if you ever fancy coming to Britain, we'll all say how much better Britain is than any country in the world. But if you want to divide us at any point, you could just hold up a red roll and say, what's this called? Because, like, there's a 10-mile radius for any person in Britain. They'll call that a different thing throughout Britain. So Britain's not the biggest country in the world, but literally you can go 10 miles in one direction, they'll call that a different thing. It won't be a bread roll anymore. It'll be a cob, it'll be a bap, it'll be a bread cake. Bread cake. What? Bread cake. It's the one thing that unites us as a nation, is our division over what to call a bread roll. Pasties. There's another thing I haven't even thought about. Pasties. Now I need to think about pasties. Right, let's have an ode to a sandwich.
Bread's a canvas, it's yours to fill. high or keep it chill. Fold it tight or let it spill. A sandwich bends to your will. Oh, it's magic in your hands. Built from humble grains and plans. Stack it high or keep it bland. Long live the mighty sandwich stand. Peanut butter, jelly, dancing sink. Cheese and pickles, share a wink. Add some heat, watch bacon shrink. A sandwich charm makes you think. Oh, it's magic in your hands. Built from humble grains and plans. Stack it high or keep it bland. Long live the mighty sandwich stand. Wrap it up or let it sprawl. Hot or cold, it conquers all. A bite-sized dream, a hearty call. Sandwiches rise, they'll never fall. Fancy pantsy or simple vibe. Comfort food no one can bribe. Pie with love in every bite. Sandwich glows in kitchen light.
Some call it a wrap or maybe a bun. A simple bread roll under the sun. Carb in the north makes the story true. Add a touch of butter and call it food. Study in Newcastle, thick and round. Bomb cake and Bolton wears a golden crown. Over in Yorkshire they call it a tea cake. Names like these you can't forsake. Bread rolls, what's in a name? Every town plays a different game. From the cobbled streets to the seaside waves. British bread rolls got so many ways. Muffin confusion hits the grilling pan. In some places it's a roll in hand. Soft and crusty for your bacon treat. A regional loaf that you can't repeat. Call it a bread cake if you're in Leeds. A shining glory to meet your needs. Scotland's got bannocks, thick and stout. So many options to sing about. Names change but the taste the same. Wrapped in flour, it's love with no shame. Whether a bap or a crusty delight, bread rolls complete us morning to night. Oh, bread rolls, what's in a name? plays a different game. From the cobbled streets to the seaside waves, British bread rolls got so many ways. Some call it a bap or maybe a bun, a simple bread roll under the sun. Carved in the north makes the story true. Add a touch of butter and call it food. A study in Newcastle, thick and round. Bomb cake in Bolton wears a golden crown. Over in Yorkshire, they call it a tea cake. Names like these you can't forsake. Bread rolls, what's in a name? Every town plays a different game. From the cobbled streets to the seaside waves, British bread rolls got so many ways. Muffin confusion hits the grilling pan. In some places it's a rolling hand. Soft and crusty for your bacon treat. Original loaf that you can't repeat. Call it a bread cake if you're in Leeds. A shining glory to meet your needs. Scotland's got
waking up to their hungry eyes, tiny fins that hypnotize, shake the flakes like it's a feast. Every day they're the kings and beasts. Round the tank we gather near, feeding time and the joy is clear. Sprinkle dreams where the waters splash. Fishy friends make the moment last. Grandma loves the golden guy. Kids obsessed with the one that's shy. Colors flash like a carnival show. Every nibble makes our spirits glow. Round the tank we gather near, feeding time and the joy is clear. Sprinkle dreams where the waters splash. Fishy friends make the moment last. Little bubbles rising high, fins that shimmer catching your eye. Everyone has their quirky way, turning gloom into a shiny day. Night lights on and they float slow, like a waltz in the watery glow. We're their chefs, they're our zen. Every pinch feels like magic again.